He was one of Lubbock's most successful auto dealers, cars, commercials, and then a collapse in 2018 that led him to a federal courtroom defending himself against accusations that he knew about the fraud and floor plan schemes involving his company.
Bart Reagor was convicted last October for making a false statement to a bank and was sentenced to 14 years in federal prison. Yet to this day, he maintains his innocence. A number of former Reagor Dykes Auto Group employees, including the former CFO Shane Smith, pleaded guilty to those federal crimes. Now, Bart sat down with me before turning himself in to federal prison in Louisiana today. In tonight's exclusive interview, we wanted to know what Mr. Reagor had to say before heading to prison. Okay, Bart, you report to Oakdale Minimum Security Prison.
I do.
In Louisiana, are you prepared for this?
I don't know if I'm prepared for it or not. I think I am. Yeah, I mean, I'm not excited about it. I'm not happy about it. My family's not happy about it. I don't think I should be going there. But, you know, I mean, I trust the system. I've had faith for a long time. I told you a long time ago, we've talked about this a lot of times, that 2.5 years ago, God told me that when it's all said and done, everything's gonna be fine. So my best days are ahead. So I'll be all right.
Okay, you said you believe the government is using you as a scapegoat. Tell me about that.
Yeah, and I don't know that it's just the government, you know. I think they're definitely doing that. You know, I mean, it's like I asked you on the way over here. I said, you know, y'all got a lot of stories, and I know so do the other stations here in town and the newspapers too. And you told me, you know, you get an email from the federal government. You know, you don't get an email from me every day, you know, but they're going to tell you the side they want you to hear because they have interests, you know, and I think some of their interests are protecting. Obviously, Ford Motor Company is a big company in the United States, and I'm sure there's a lot of money donated to different things by Ford Motor Company, and so Bart Reagor is a lot more expendable than Ford Motor Credit Company and Ford Motor Company, you know, and the local banks. I mean, there's all kinds. If you go over, if you really want to know what's going on in this case, if you go over to the bankruptcy court and do some research and see what's going on over there. I mean, there's been several banks that have already paid the Reagor Dykes Auto Group millions of dollars. And there's a lawsuit right now that's going on between Reagor Dykes Auto Group and Ford Motor Credit Company that's $352 million that was supposed to go to trial in May, and now it's been moved to the fall. And I think a lot of the reason it's been moved to the fall is they wanted to make sure that they got Bart Reagor out of the way first before all that went down. And so, yeah, I mean, I think there's, you know, I think there's some stuff going on, but, you know, I still have confidence in, I have confidence that we'll get a good solution in the Fifth Circuit.
You know, you just mentioned Rick Dykes.
Yeah.
He took exactly penny for penny, the same amount of money that you did. You're going to Oakdale in prison. And he's not going to be charged. You weren't even allowed to argue the selective enforcement. Was that fair?
I don't even know what selective enforcement is, but I mean, I think it's strange. I mean, don't you? Do you think it's strange? I mean, he's my partner. We did the same thing on the same day, and I'm the only one that got charged with anything. And so I don't understand that, you know. I think maybe it's because I'm more belligerent than Rick. When it first started, you know, Rick's out, you know, trying to settle with everybody, and I'm upset. You know, I'm upset with Ford Motor Credit. I'm upset with First Capital Bank and Brad Burgess. I'm upset with John Steinmetz, and I mean, I'm upset because how could this happen? If these guys are my friends, how could they let my CFO do this and not tell me? How could we develop this $100 million problem and I don't know about it?
How confident or hopeful are you that your appeal will overturn the verdict?
I'm real confident that, I mean, it should have been acquitted in Amarillo. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's one piece of evidence in the whole case that the government is using. I'm the only one that is standing up for myself and not pleading out guilty because I'm not guilty. And I'm not settling with anybody because they need to be settling with me. They stole from me. They stole from my sons. They stole from my wife. They stole from my daughter. I mean, they stole from my grandchildren. These people stole what I built.
What is going to be the hardest part about going to Oakdale in Louisiana?
I'm gonna miss my family. You know, now you're gonna, yeah, I mean, you know, I see my granddaughter every day, and I spend a lot of time with her, and we're really close, and so I don't want her to forget me, you know. So hopefully, like my attorney told me today, to have faith in him and to trust in him, that he'll get me out of there soon. So, yeah.
If you could change anything over the past few years, what would it be?
Man, I mean, obviously, I would have been more hands-on on the finances of the Reagor Tax Auto Group.
Before you report to Oakdale,
No, I mean, I've
what
just
do
got
you have to say to people?
I hope I'm home soon, but goodbye. No, I mean, it's just, it's, you know, I'm smiling about it, but I mean, I'm not excited about it. My wife, I'm not excited to see my wife when I have to go in there. And, you know, honestly, I don't really even want her to go down there with me to drop me off, because I just don't want to have to see that as the last moment, you know. It's going to be like when my mom dropped me off at Tech out here, you know, just, you know, and, you know, I mean, it's disappointing, you know. I'm disappointed. I'm mad about it because I know I shouldn't be going there. But I'm having to be cool about it because I want to be back with my family as soon as I can, you know. If I didn't have a family, I'd probably be going crazy, you know. But I want to do the right thing for my family and get home as soon as I can to my wife and kids and my granddaughters and my friends.